Good morning, good morning. How you doing? And Mother Wendy. Yeah, I got my computer screen way up high. Cause I am in my room and it's on one of my shelves on my dresser chair. But anyway, we're gonna go on ahead and get through this. This is my love and marriage Huntsville recap. Um the episode was just it was okay. But it was heavily concentrated on the Fletchers. Congratulations, Fletchers. You know, I liked Chris from the moment I saw him, not just because he's sexy Chris and fine. You know, that's Neil's man over there. I respect. But because I could see that they were, you know, maybe like a good fit for the show, you know, in a way, because of their status. But anyway, Love and Marriage Huntsville, season 6, episode. I don't know what episode. I think it's like 25. Child, the way they got them set up, I'm gonna say 25. That follow and on network, they're not really gelling right now. It's called A Stormi is Brewing. Now, the episode opens up with the Fletcher family back at the dinner. They are arguing, still arguing over the money and the dog. And it seems like, even though we will see that Lexi is the person that everybody's going to gang up on, it seems and it appears to be that Mr. Chris Jr. is alpha in the family. I mean, he's going to jail. Going to jail. But we always have one, don't we? In every family. No matter how good you raise them, no matter how good of a life you give them, they always choose the streets. And sometimes they do that because it's like a slight to you or to show the streets that you not soft. No, to me, hoodness, streetness, those are the ones who are soft. And I'm not talking about upper left like shitty. I'm talking about these low level street dudes that don't want to work, want to rob, steal, and kill. That type. Not saying that Chris is like that, but I find that guys that are raised in 2-parent households with a good soft life, they want to impress these Negroes in the street like that. Chris, you know, little Jamie over there on DC, you know, that type. They didn't have what you had growing up, so they try to act like you soft and weak, and then you try to impress them. My nephew. Anyway, so Chris did some work. Look, Chris did some work for Lance, the older brother. And it comes to find out that he didn't really do the work right, but he wanted to sit on his butt, smoke cigarettes out on the back porch of that construction site that poor man was working on. And he didn't finish the job, but he wanted full pay. If you don't sit your little narrow ass, ooh-wee, ungrateful. And then they'll say, if y'all will all pay me back after all the things that I've done, y'all, I'd be rich, a richer woman than I am. You don't do shit for me. And everybody's cussing, right? So, here's the deal. People have a problem with Stormi cussing in front of her moms, too. You cannot tell people how to act in their raised in different environments, right? Because my whole family cuss. Quit acting like these are not words you have never heard. My whole entire family cusses. They are words, people, invented by man. Regardless as to what the Bible says about profanity, it does not specify which words. Look up the history of words, and you will see that cuss words were never intended to be words that you can do this for. Society turned them into that. They still are just words. Now, the words that are acceptable on TV, like damn, they've been saying damn on the soap opera since the beginning of time, right? That word is actually, and as, are actually the words that are in the Bible, if you want to go by that, that you shouldn't use, right? But in the history of the English language, the FUCK word, the BITCH word, referencing a female dog, those words were invented by men. So, like I said, especially FUCK, because it's really an acronym. It's a court term. So you can just get all up out of arms about cuss words. I tell my children all the time, don't go to school using that language, because for the simple fact that society shuns you for that. So watch your mouth. Watch your mouth in public, right? But these grown-ass kids sitting in front of Nita cussing, I had no issue. It depends on how you were raised, right? And if you are raised in a liberal home and they allow you to express yourself, like I'm doing my children, you will be fine. Cuss words ain't never killed nobody. I said what the fuck I said. Move right along. So he gets fired, right? And these children are extremely entitled. He think he's supposed to get that dog back and not pay Nell back her money. You don't sit. And now poor Lexi. Lexi is feeling left out. She talks about how she, I believe she was raised in a different home. So she talks about how, all these kids are ungrateful when they live in the South life. And there go Kiki putting her 2 cents. Everybody put once Lexi pipes up, everybody piling on. Lexi talked about how she actually had to work for her car. And the only reason why the FLETCHERS replaced it, her little hoopty, was because she had an accident. I believe every word she says, right? Now, let me tell you how this blended family thing goes. Even though Lexi was not raised, she was, I think, they had the 2 older children. Lexi probably 9 times out of 10 was raised with her mom or somebody on her mom's side of the family, not raised by Chris. And when you have blended families and they already have a child, which I'm thinking is Lance is the oldest kid, right? That Nell brought into the marriage. When you have that, the kid that's with the mother automatically gets the benefit of the father, because Nell was a single parent probably. She marries Chris and brings her kid with her. So that's how that ended up being the dynamic that it is. So Lexi probably was a weekend child or a holiday child or, visitation, basically, is what I'm saying. So she saw Nell's kids, what she feels like is Nell's kids getting all the benefits of her dad and his hard work, even though Nell has her own businesses as well. But that's the way she's looking at it. It's not because Nell got in confessional like, well, it's stuff she's being told. Yeah, it is things she's being told, and I know you probably did everything that you could do to make her feel comfortable as your, you don't like to use step parent, but we're gonna say that as her stepmom. But to her, it just wasn't enough, and it may never will be enough. Okay, that's just how it is. Now maybe y'all could seek therapy behind it. I don't know if you already tried that, but that's how she's gonna always feel. You can't, act like her feelings aren't valid. You can't take a person's feelings away from them because she saw what she saw, right? She probably came over and saw Chris being a badass, and then he's still getting things from you guys, and she's still working hard for whatever she gets. And what's wrong with validating what she said? She said what she said at the table. I don't think she's feeling entitled. I think she's feeling the feeling of being a stepchild raised in a different home, then coming over and seeing all the great things that, you know, Chris and Nell accomplished. And these children are being raised in a lavish mansion, and probably she's going back home to her mom's single parent home apartment. Now, I'm pretty sure Chris seems like the type that provided for her as best as he could. But at the same time, that's not going to change her the way she feels from what she saw when she came over there. That a prime example of that, it would be Lil Didi and Big Didi. You remember that on Half and Half? And Mona and her mom were the two musketeers, and she had to do everything as a single parent. And Mona's mom, and then Lil Didi's mom, you know, she got all the benefits of her dad being with her and raising her, and then living a lavish lifestyle. I look at it as that way. Okay, that's how I see it. And so she cussed Chris out because they all getting, and she cussed everybody out on tape. That poor little Caucasian man, like, I'm gonna keep my mouth closed. I'm not gonna say anything because they may think that I'm being a normal white guy. So I'm just gonna hush. He looked like he was terrified. So Chris follows her out to the car, and he's the only person that follows her out to the car. And in the meantime, everybody, Leslie think this, Leslie think that. Leslie think she's supposed to get this, and she don't want it. She just want things handed to her. No, okay? Stop, especially you, Kiki. You really irritating me. So he goes out there to comfort her as best as he could. She cusses him out, and he tells her to go to fuck. But anyway, I felt her in that scene, and I'm not a stepchild. I raised both my parents, but I saw and I understand how that could make her feel being a former mental health worker. Now, in the next scene, Martell is moving out in the middle of the night like a thief in the night, like Jesus. And he's in his confessional looking like Colonel Sanders and the master of the plantation, Little Lord Fauntleroy. And that's what I take. He looked just like Little Lord Fauntleroy. And Martell is saying, ooh, I got to move at night. Because when next week, my ass, they's going to be hurting. Because I'm getting eye surgery. And I'm like in the audience, we like, Motel, hotel, get eye surgery. What's wrong with motel, hotel? Well, I'm getting these bags removed. You getting bags removed. You said the market was bad, and you couldn't find a place to stay while Chris was pressuring you to move out his house. But you getting eye surgery, elective surgery, and you ain't got no job. Bob the builder without a builder's license. Bad. And so Chris calls. And they FaceTime and said, man, I'm finally about to move at your house. And then Chris like, okay, man, thank you. And he's like, well, I really didn't have no place to go. Chris said, we don't talk about that. Let me get on to the message at hand. Did you confront my wife about something? You talking crazy to my wife? No, nothing like that, Chris. You know, we both got hot heads. No, you got a hot head. Nell retaliated and gave you the same energy. That's what that was. Next. Because, you know, you don't like it when women give you the same energy to shrink your nuts. Even small in them tight ass pants you wear. Anyway, we on the next scene. And everybody's thinking that Mel is being ungrateful to her friend. I think her friend's name was Brittany. Because she said, girl, where were you Now, Brittany, mind you, is in there working her ass off trying to get these 7th Avenue orders out right along with her. But she is upset with Brittany because Brittany didn't come to the night train. Brittany, Mel, tired as she was. Mel, you know I was in Atlanta. I told you in advance that I wasn't going to be able to make it because it was my niece's sweet 16. But girl, you've always been there for me. You've been there for everything that I've done. You know, when I married Buddy. Yeah, Buddy. That's what I'm going to call him from now on. And she's like, yeah, I was. But again, I told you where I was going to be. Like, get up off my back. Mel, even though I think you were joking, and I hope that you were sounding a bit selfish in that scene. Okay. But like I said, I think it was a little lightheartedness. But, you know, sometimes jokes have, me and my sister call them serious jokes. That's what we call it. It, you know, it have a little truth mixed in. But anyway, she said, you know what? I think it's about time for me to start back dating. Don't you, girl? And she said, yeah, you should. You're going to help me find a man. And she said, yeah, you know, well, where do you want to start? Well, you know, seeing as how, you know, Buddy is here and local, let's go international. This is international for China. And that was the scene on that. One much to that. Next, here we go. Courtney and Stormi, they are talking about their business, and Courtney drops a bomb on Stormi and tells her he rehired Junior. And she's like, what? I bet she's thinking, well, she says in the confession, I'm about to say what I thought she was thinking, but she says in the confession, hell, if I know you were going to rehire him, I wouldn't have fired him in the first place. That's my cousin. And so she said, you know, I think I'm going to do a peace treaty. Well, they talk about their business, you know, how she got the business back on track, and they both agree. And then, you know, back to the mess, right? So she lets him know that she's going to set up a intervention, if you will, for Kiki and Tifta. And he says, the firestorm that I'm having at work, because you know, he talks to the T. The firestorm that I'm having at work is going to be much easier than what you about to do. He said, well, I'm going to have them over here. Not in our main house. You know, remember out there in the pasture with the horses? She said, no, what about the guest house? Yeah, because y'all ain't telling my shit in the main house. Correct. Not the way Kiki trying to get up in her butt. Next. So, we let me see, make sure I'm done with the main house story here. I mean, the business story. Yeah, okay, yeah. And you bring them hoes up in my main house. Tearing them up. My $1 million shit. Oh, hell no. Anyway, so here we go. We get to the scene where Kiki is supposed to be meeting with they get Tifta. So she have to go up 1 million stairs. Now, I know that methadone is causing her to perspire, but in that, I almost said Mississippi Heat. Shout out to Mississippi Heat. That's what I almost said, because, you know, like I said, 20 states. So I'm pretty sure burning up down there in Huntsville at that time she walking up those stairs. And yes, she walks in, there's no air. So I'm thinking that even though she perspires more with her methadone usage and she's using to get off those good drugs, addicted to drugs, to get off those drugs, then you know, it's probably causing her to have, you know, excessive perspiration going upstairs, getting in there, plus her methadone usage, plus, you know, Storm's air conditioner being busted. Well, you know, they had my air conditioner up on 52 and it froze, and I don't hardly ever come up here to check on it, so, you know, it kind of busted a little bit. Okay, next. They sit down, and they eat good stuff out there, good charcuterie board. And they eat some fruits and vegetables and whatnot, and then Storm says, Kiki, you think you'll ever be able to get all the things back on track with Tisha? No. I'm never gonna be able to get things back on her, on track with her because the door is closed. And I'm done as usual. I'm done. But in the interviews, we have seen her say, that she would be willing to have a sit down. She said, "Well, they don't call me. I got them blocked." And then she says, Stormi gets some confession. So is there not hope for Betty Jean? And I'm calling Betty Jean. I don't know what Stormi my middle name is, but all people in Mississippi name Betty. They name is Betty May or Betty Jean. Betty Jean. She don't think Betty Jean and her sister are going to be able to get along if Tisha don't see. I mean, if Tisha and Kiki can't see things clearly. And then she said, Kiki said, "I've done everything for her." She goes into her mode of Miss Sickly. "I brought her to college with me. She wasn't even going to school. It was my idea. Tisha couldn't even talk with a lisp, and she talks straight in the country, and ain't nothing much shame. I taught her how to speak. Hallelujah." So they gonna have to come to me. But I'm done. It's been like this since we were 13 years old. Ooh, I know Kiki was up on her soapbox. Damn, baby, she was telling it. Next thing you know, Kiki wants recognition for encouraging her to go to college. So here comes Tip, baby in tow. Braids, like she about to set it off. But mind you, again, baby in tow. Human shield, right? Girl, bye. Now, once again, it's a two-big team. Carlos. Why are you having these two big teams on this non-scripted ass show? I can understand a few, but every damn thing. Okay, but next week, Big Lou gonna get serious with Tiff Tough, right? He's like, what we on this motherfucking show for? First of all, I ain't getting no scenes like that. Second of all, how is this benefiting us? All right, now we're going to see what's going on with that, and that's the end of this episode. And as I do when I close, I'm turning them up, deuces. Get the likes up. Come back in. Commercial-free entertainment over here. This is Country Conversations with D. That is my recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville.